Hey guys, so we're going to do a reading today. We're going to talk about Roe versus Wade, what's going to happen, because we're seriously under threat here. Now, if you're a pro-lifer, you're not going to like my reading, probably, unless it goes your way, which is a possibility. With everything that's going on, all these Republicans that are, doing what they're doing, okay, it could possibly, that's what I'm going to look into. But basically, Texas, the Supreme Court allowed a new Texas law, like it says, that bans most abortions, is the biggest curb to the constitutional right to an abortion in decades, with Republicans and other states already considering similar measures. So in other Republican states, there's going to be more of this. So Texas is not the only one. Be prepared. There's going to be more of these kind of laws. Now that Texas was able to do it, other people are going to try to do the same. So basically, the law prohibits abortions once medical professionals can detect cardiac activity, usually around 6 weeks. Okay, before some women know they're pregnant. So that's true. A lot of women don't even know until maybe they might not even know till the second month. You got to miss a period and things like that, right? You know, and courts have blocked other states from imposing similar restrictions, but Texas law differs significantly because it leaves enforcement up to private citizens through civil lawsuits. So see, basically, people can be sued, like doctors and so forth. With the women themselves cannot be sued if they have an abortion, but anybody that is a doctor and performs an abortion or aids and abets a woman to get an abortion can be sued for $10,000. They've got a tip line, okay, to report these women having abortions. So they've got a tip line. And can you see this getting abused by ex-husbands and boyfriends and things like that? Or maybe, just all kinds of people could definitely abuse the tip line. And the law does not make exception for rape or incest. So basically, if a child is molested, at 11 years old and gets pregnant, they can't get an abortion in Texas, okay, after 6 weeks. They don't care if it's a child, okay? This is horrible. This is horrible stuff. And how many people can be affected by the Texas law? Thousands of women seeking abortions through precise estimates is difficult. It really depends. Looks like Texas facilities performed about 54,000 abortions on residents. That may be for a period of, the whole time. How is Texas law different from those in other states that have tried to restrict? The key difference is the enforcement mechanism. The Texas law relies on citizens suing abortion providers over alleged violations. Okay, so lawsuits is a new thing and stuff. So, and expect more to come, guys. Expect more to come of this. Now, the hard part, what implications are there for abortion laws in other states? Here we go. Supreme Court action does not reinstate any stricken abortion laws in other states, but essentially, the Supreme Court has now given other states a roadmap for circumscribing Roe versus Wade. Okay. So this is kind of one of the things that kind of frustrates me is Biden has the ability to pack the courts, okay, and get more people on there that are Democrat to stop this. Especially even voting rights. That's another thing. And it's like, why are you so slow, to get people on there? We got to protect women's rights and voting rights, especially of minorities, because they're trying to stop them from being able to vote. So I don't understand why he is being so slow on doing this. But we've got this citizen thing here, and I can see it being abused. Another thing that you all need to take into consideration here is women who have a miscarriage. What if they're accused of having an abortion? What if they're accused of aborting their own child? Okay, their own baby, fetus, child, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. What if they're accused of aborting, and that's how they had a miscarriage? So then they could go to jail and things like that. Or they could, the various things. Their friend could be accused and sued, or, something like that. Or maybe the person's boyfriend or husband. Oh, you helped her, you did this, so we're going to sue you 10,000. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. But yeah, they're talking about reporting these women and everything like that. So we need to, when it looks at that, we need to kind of see what's going to happen, coming with other states and so forth, to kind of prepare for that. Let's get into it. Because if inevitably, though, they know Roe is hard to attack. They know it's hard to attack. But it is definitely under threat with what is going on in the Supreme Court. Obviously, for this to be upheld, that's a major thing. But you could actually report people to tip lines. This is an attack on women and women's rights. That's what people need to understand. And I wish these pro-life women would understand, and stuff, that it's never been about fetuses. It's never been about fetuses, guys. It's always been about controlling women. So let's go ahead and see what we can look at. It's never been about it. I was looking at some, for those who follow me, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's spirit was definitely in my readings when I was reading current events on the presidency and everything. I can imagine her spirit now. Maybe she'll join me. She was always a Queen of Cups. So maybe perhaps she will show in my reading again, because she was definitely for women's rights and everything like that. But yeah, that's what people need to understand. It's never been about fetuses and everything. If they cared so much about children, okay, think about it. If they cared so much about these babies, why don't they help them when they're born? Because Texas is very low when it comes to child poverty, child hunger, and medical care for children, all of it. They're down there in the 40s and even the 50s. Okay, it's never been about babies, guys. If they love these babies so much, they'd be adopting them. Okay, they don't. It's all about birthing. So women have no control over their body. Their body's not sovereign. But yet people want to say my body is sovereign when it comes to a vaccine. It's irony. Nope, my body, my choice, right? For a vaccine, but a woman has no my body, my choice when it comes to this. And they're like, oh, forced vaccines. And they're like, no, that rips into my constitutional right. Well, but forced birth does not. Okay. You make a lot of sense, people. But that's different. No, it's really not. It's not. Okay, so let's see. What can we expect with Roe versus Wade? More states to come. Let's just kind of see what the cards kind of talk about. Yeah. Okay. So I've got the cruelty card. So this makes me feel, and this is the pro-life agenda here right there. Now, I understand some people really feel this is a cruel thing to do. Okay, that abortion is cruel and this is why they want it stopped and things like that. This is the overall, what some of the people, that really do, have this thing there are what they're afraid of. But what they don't understand is these politicians, they just want to control women. But there are people who do feel this is murder, this is cruel, this is that. That is a real thing that they really feel that. But a lot of these old white men that are sitting up there trying to make these laws could care less about fetuses. As a matter of fact, a lot of these politicians have had their mistresses have abortions, so it doesn't affect their political career. We all know that. We all know that they paid for abortions. But I love the fact the futility card is there. That's good, the Seven of Swords, because I'm hoping that means that Roe can't be overturned overall in the end. It's always been a very strong law. Okay? And yeah, I've got that devil. What does the devil do? Change the lovers and so forth. We've got to have this negative, toxic influence over two lovers that are possibly, conceiving and so forth. So we've got this, that they want to kind of control everything and so forth. What people are doing with their bodies. I notice they don't control the men. but they want to control the women. Of course, it's never, like I said, if the babies were so much of a big thing, well, the men can make more babies than a woman can. Okay, you got to think about that. A man can impregnate thousands of women in a year. Thousands if he wants to. If he, but let's just say realistically, he has sex with 100 women in 1 year. Let's just pretend he's a player and he has 100 women in a year. And maybe out of that 100 women, let's just say maybe he got lucky and only 30 got pregnant. Okay, that's 30 pregnancies. But a woman can only be pregnant once in a year. Okay? So why are they not going after the men and saying, "Oh wow, you're a chronic cheater, right? You're having sex with 100 women a year. I think we better get you a vasectomy because you're getting all these women pregnant." Think about it. Okay, let me come up here. Think about it. Okay, if a man, or let's just even make it bigger. Okay, say you got a man, he's a player, he's this, that, right? Okay, and he got, he had 200 women he had sex with in a year. There are some men who really do this. Okay, they're on Tinder looking for a date all the time. Okay, he has 200 women. I say out of that, he gets 60 pregnant for the year. That's 60 pregnancies. I say those women are like, "I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want to this, that." Why is the men not held accountable for being this player? Why is it all on the woman? But he can go lollygag around and get pregnant who he wants. Is that no repercussions, guys? I don't see him getting fined. I don't see laws made against him. Where is that law against the men who fuck around with woman after woman after woman, get them pregnant? Okay, where are laws stopping these chronic players from having sex irresponsibly with women all over the place? Do you think they would ever make a law for these men? Hell no. Hell no. Okay, because a lot of these politicians are doing just what I said. Okay, so there. I had my rant. I don't want to rant too long. I know you're anxious to see the cards. It's all about power. It's all about power. Okay? Trying to take power over women. That's what I'm telling you guys. Expect more news to come with the Princess of Swords. More news, in the news and so forth. And yeah, a lot of things are going to go legal. Seven of Wands could represent legal and so forth. All these attorneys coming to roost and everything. But there's going to be a lot of attorneys coming out to defend women if they're taken to court. And then also these lawsuits. There's going to be you could expect all these organizations, especially Planned Parenthood, to provide legal defense and stuff like that. Let's kind of look at this, what we got going on. Okay, so this is what we got. I look at love that has to do like with relationships, two people, let's just say they come together and so forth. Okay, we got that, we make a baby and so forth. That does happen. We've got the Four of Cups, which could be about refusing the cup. Now, that can be about missed opportunity, refusing the cup. This can be an opportunity to really educate people, a little bit more about what is going on, but we're going backwards instead of going forwards. There are so many things that we can do. What we should really be working on is not punishing women, not trying to restrict them, but try to get birth control in the hands of women as much as possible. Make it nice and free to access and everything. And men too. Okay, get birth control. Free condoms in schools. Okay, birth control. Get them on birth control. This is the main thing. You can't always stop these people from having sex, right? This is the main thing and so forth. But I do have that completion card. I'm kind of looking at that. So we want to kind of look at what is actually going to be complete here. I'm a little nervous when I kind of look at that. And then we got the Ace of Pentacles to kind of represent some of these lawsuits that are coming up. That I have a feeling this law is going to stand for a while. I hate to say it. This law is going to stand for a while. Now, they're going to take it to task, but once the Supreme Court's ruled, there's not much they can do. So I feel this is a done deal in Texas for a long time. Okay, so that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and look a little more. I look at the works card, and that is a teamwork kind of card. So this kind of points me to the Supreme Court and stuff. And I'm really concerned about the Princess of Cups, which is the young girls especially, are going to be impacted the most because they're the ones most at risk. You know, they're not, you know, young girls are not always smart, neither are the young men and everything. They're going to be the ones that are the most impacted. A lot of people are very worried about what is going on with this law right now. But so far, I've got that futility card as far as overturning Roe itself and so forth. A little bit tougher. Yeah, I've got that strength card. So I feel the law is still very strong. Okay? But they're trying to chip away at it. And I want you to kind of look at the Queen of Swords. That actually, for me, makes me feel the kind of the feminist, the women. Okay, she's got a sword and so forth. And I feel them really going to be standing up here and standing into their power, okay, to try to stop some of this stuff from going on. They're going to fight it. But with this Texas law, it's going to be really hard. It could go either way. I'm concerned that people could be starting to go to jail because of abortion, like doctors or even the women. Okay, can you imagine teenage girls going to jail because of this? Got the Lover's card. And yeah, I've got the Tower. That's very concerning. It's very concerning. Okay, Tower is the crumbling. Okay, the Tower is the crumbling and so forth. But this is what I feel actually, now that I tune in a little bit, what I'm hoping it means. Okay, we're going to go through a lot of crumbling and a lot of fighting, and other states are going to do this. But what I'm hoping, as the little people get thrown out of the Tower, is they're going to start throwing out some of these laws. Unfortunately, Texas did not get thrown out. But there's going to be fights. There's going to be fights, and these things are going to go over years. They're going to have courts. Other Republican states are going to be doing this kind of stuff and pushing it. They are pushing it. Okay? And the reason why, you know, like I said, a lot of these stupid old men politicians, you know, they paid off their mistresses and they got them abortions. Okay? I don't care what anyone says. Do not act like these are some truly religious Christian people. They are posers for the religious right so they'll get votes. Okay? This is what they do. Okay? If anything could hurt their political career and everything like that, that's what they're, oh no, my mistress got pregnant, can't have that. Okay, you know they get them abortions. You know they do. And so they've had some brought to task and everything like that, but they find a way to pay them off. Don't say anything. I'm hoping the Tower means we're going to have a crumbling. It's going to be difficult. There's going to be laws that are going to be passed as that. But inevitably, they're going to start throwing some out. Now, will Biden pack the courts? Let's go ahead and look at that. I mean, drop you back down for that one. Yeah, I look at that virtue card, and that kind of makes me feel Biden trying to do the right things and things like that. And he doesn't want to be, how do you call it? Shady is not the word. He doesn't want to cheat. He feels I feel like he's afraid to pack the courts. Like people would think badly of Democrats. Give me a break though, but we need change. Okay? And they need it fast with the swiftness card. They need to move fast before all these laws start getting passed. And he's going to piss me off if he doesn't do something about the Supreme Court, because this shit ain't fair and stuff like that. And then I do have, how many Supreme Courts? I do have the number 9. Hold on a minute. Let me, this is how smart I am. I don't even know how many are on there. Okay. Okay, let me get my little mouse. Okay. I'm going to have to move my cards for a minute. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, there you go. I knew it. 9 justices, you fucking Biden. Okay, there's 9 right now. Okay, and this is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, the gain card is 9 of Pentacles. We need more than 9. Will they do it? I don't know, because I've got the oppression card, and this is the oppression of women. Okay, this is a 10, but this is the oppression card, so I'm not necessarily getting they're going to get a 10th juror on there. See, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to double check. I thought it was 9. I just want to make sure my cards are in alignment. So sorry, I had to pull out the laptop to get that one. Sometimes I don't know everything intuitively. I'm a little concerned he doesn't want to pack the courts because of that virtue card. That he doesn't want people to think ill of the Democrat Party by doing that. But this is exactly, what the Republicans have done. And sometimes you got to fight a little fire with fire here. Especially if women's rights are going into the shitter. Okay, and we're going to have more oppression and things like that. Especially, I don't have to worry about it because I can't get pregnant. But, I think of young ladies, that something happened. And I especially think of the incest victims, the children, that they would be forced to birth. That we're just going backwards here. I don't see Roe getting attacked totally. I don't think they can. It would be very hard. Well, never say never. Let's put it that way. But I don't see it in the near future. But I do see them trying to do all these laws. There's going to be more than Texas. Probably the Deep South. They've already been trying to do stuff. Things have been thrown out this stuff. But they're going to inevitably word it in a way that they can get it done. But I don't see Biden packing the courts. And this is very frustrating. He should have done this day one. Because this is what's going down and stuff. And this is going to affect people. This affects their health and everything like that. And then especially that women, possibly go to jail. All these people getting fined. A tip line to report women, like they're the bad guy. Just because they want to have, sovereign and they're not ready, for a pregnancy of 18 years to take care of someone. What about women who live in poverty and just cannot afford it? And I know a lot of people, they say things like, they can adopt. Okay, so that's all we need is a bunch of babies in the system in foster care. And then that there's a lot of people in foster care that are shady because a lot of people get paid by the state to have foster kids. Now, there are some good foster parents, there are some loving ones, and there are some that are looking to adopt and they may adopt. But you've also got a lot of people that just foster kids to be able to get a check. That is their main prerogative. So they may not necessarily care for the children to the best of their ability. They don't really care about all that. It's all about getting paid. Okay, so it's a messed up system. It's a messed up system. And there's a lot of abuses in foster care that do happen and things like that as well. And then on top of it, we've got to be careful nowadays with all these damn molesters that are out there. They'd love to be in foster care. They'd love to take kids in foster care and be able to molest these kids. There's all kinds of stuff, guys. We know that. Roe, I don't see going down, but I don't see Biden packing the courts. And is he I feel like he thinks it would kind of be a stain on the Democrat Party if he does that. But if he doesn't start doing that, we're going to lose voting rights. Women are going to lose their rights in states, and it's going to be a nightmare and stuff. But anybody who lives in Texas needs to get out. That's all I'm saying. I hope you guys enjoy my read.